Hello friends, I am Professor Pranav Singh Patil. Welcome back to the course of Agricultural Heritage in India. So, this is the second class. In first class we discussed about uh, what is agricultural heritage, what is history, what is the need of studying this course. We discussed about the importance of this course and the stages of development of agriculture, that is stages of development of civilization, both go hand in hand, that is Stone Age, Bronze Age and Iron Age. It has been divided into 3 stages. And in last class we discussed in detail about the Stone Age, that the Stone Age is divided into 3 parts: Paleolithic Age, the Neolithic Age, and we discussed in detail about these things. So, today we are going to move forward and we are going to discuss the Bronze Age, Iron Age, the remaining 2 ages. But I would like to recommend to you that how you remember these dates. Okay, so you always draw a line like this, and you draw the numbers, that is that was a Stone Age, but which Stone Age? So that was the Paleolithic Stone Age. So the Paleolithic Stone Age was there from 10,500 BC to 7,500 BC. What was there? The second age, that is the Mesolithic Stone Age, was there from 7,500 BC to 6,500 BC. What was there? That was the third age, that is Neolithic Stone Age. So like this, we have to remember the dates or years, and now we are moving forward, that is from 3000 BC onwards, okay, up to 1700 BC. So that is called as the Bronze Age or the Chalcolithic culture. Now this is the period in the history of humankind, human being, when man started using tools and implements made up of stone as well as the metal, that is bronze. See, we have not completely forgotten the use of stones. Stone implements are there, but along with the stone implements, the man started using tools and implements made up of the metal, that is bronze. This is bronze or copper was the first metal that was discovered. You can see in this picture. Now, before giving the detailed points about this Bronze Age, everything is given in this picture. I want you to carefully see this picture and what you can see, how you can describe this Bronze Age. So, I will help you that the people started living in communities, yes or no. You can see that they formed a society, and there is a fence line also here, that they are protecting the community from the other communities. So, and they had this horses, and people are watching from the top about the enemy or the animals. Now here in this period, the other communities are killing each other. So this is not, they are not protecting only from the wild animals, but from other communities which can collect their which can harm them, or which can collect their food and clothes and resources. To protect from them, they have the security. So that is one thing. Then you can see some animals are wandering here and there, in doing mixed up farming since the Neolithic period. So along with agriculture, man is being doing animal husbandry. So that is again continuing process. We have not forgotten that. So we are the most interesting and most important thing is what we are doing here and here and here. So what we are doing here, we are preparing the tools elements made up of metal. So we found the copper, we found the bronze, and then we started to preparing tools and implements by heating them. So if the metals are heated, then they melt, and after melting, then you are carving them into particular earthen pots, and you are giving a particular shape what you want, and then you are hammering them with hammers to prepare some sharp tools and implements. So this is the, and these tools and implements are much more powerful and long living than the stone tools and implements, and they are much more easy to prepare as compared to stones tools and implements. Okay, so that gave man again a very much control and efficiency of work in hunting. Again, a main profession has not been eradicated, or we can say forgotten by a human being, that is hunting. Still man is most of the time he is eating the food. Animal hunting is again a very good much practiced profession. What else you can see in this picture is women are doing other kind of works, more of the creative things, and here you can see that maybe she is uh, using the cotton lint to prepare clothes, something like weaving of the lint. People are carrying the loads from one place to another place. And what I can see in this picture is people are playing, the children are playing games and people are playing the game. So human being had time to do other things. Okay, so they got more control. Quality of the, you can see the homes have been improved in the Bronze Age. They started living in communities, and you can see that they now they have more of social kind of things. And so man has been more civilized now. Remember the period between 3000 BC to 1700 BC. So this is a almost a 1300 years period. Where the first metal was found, can you see in this picture, and can you guess? Given some important area here, Asia on the left side, then Africa is there, Mediterranean Sea, Black Sea, Europe, okay, Red Sea. In the center we have Mesopotamia, fertile area, Caspian Sea. So where the metal was found? So most important point here is the central part here, Mesopotamia, between this sea and this other seas. So people used to live near the rivers or seas, water, because the fishing was the available. And Mesopotamia, this fertile area, there we found the metal. First metal was found. So Chalcolithic revolution began in Mesopotamia. Remember the name, Mesopotamia. So it is between Asia and Africa, okay, near the Caspian Sea, or in between Caspian Sea and Mediterranean Sea. Mesopotamia is where the first metal was found, and that was copper or bronze. So what is Chalcolithic agriculture? This is the era where people started using the use of the metals in making tools and implements for farming. With the for transport, okay, the bullock cart, what we know today, has been developed in the Chalcolithic period or the Bronze Age, and since that age we have been using this kind of bullock carts. Sailing boat for sailing on the rivers and sea. Expansion of handicraft production. So we were using the developing the pottery earlier. Now we have been improving the clothes. The handicraft production have been improved by that human being or that people from the Chalcolithic age. From hilly area to lower river valley. So from hunting in the forest and living in the forest has been decreased, and now we are shifting to lower areas where the water has been uh, we can say collected in the rivers, where agriculture can be practiced, fishing can be practiced. So we came down from the hilly area to lower river valleys. Shifting cultivation is now practiced in forest. What is shifting cultivation? Is cultivating the land for agriculture, grain crops, and after 2 to 3 years there will be heavy rainfall, and because we are doing this on the slopy lands, then that soil on that slopy land will get washed away after, because of the tillage practices or because of this production of agriculture. So after rainfall this soil will get washed away, then you cannot do the agriculture on this place. So you have to shift to some other mountain, and then you have to do agriculture there. That is called a shifting cultivation, shifting from one place to another place. So still practice in some northeastern forests in India, that is called a jhum cultivation today. Okay, so the flood of in this if you think about the developments of the agriculture in Chalcolithic period, what we are discussing is, first thing is we shifted from the forest to the river, then shifting cultivation was practiced in the forest. If you think about the irrigation development, flood water were stored for irrigation and canals were dug. See how this development slowly started. We have a canal irrigation today, but the canal irrigation is not developed in recent past. It has been developed in the Chalcolithic period. People developed the canals. Maybe they don't have the cement canals, but they developed canals. They understood the importance of storing the water. Water is not available throughout the year. Most of it is available in rainy season. So they understood that we need to store this water, and they stored the flood water after rainfall for irrigation, and canals were dug. But they did not understood that how much water we need to give, so they gave excess water to the agriculture, and that created salinity problem. Most of the soils became saline, waterlogged condition happened, and then production decreased. Still, in this age also people give flood irrigation. Actually, we should go for the modern methods of irrigation, like say drip irrigation, the sprinkler irrigation, or the alternate row irrigation, or the at least the irrigation for all kind of methods of irrigation. But still people prefer the flood method of irrigation, that is simply letting the water into the palm, and the water can go anywhere it wants along the direction of slope. That is okay in paddy crop, but other crops will be get harmed because of this type of method of irrigation. So that is what we need to improve. So, and learn from this, that the salinity problem will develop when you give excess of water. Most of the sugarcane cultivated areas today have become saline soils, and their productivity has been decreasing because of excess of irrigation. So sowing methods, if you think about the sowing methods, they started dibbling the seeds with pointed sticks. If you remember, in Neolithic period, I told you that they started sowing behind the plow. Okay, sowing, just putting the seeds behind the plow. Now they have developed an equipment, a dibbler. We use dibbler today also, but the dibbler is not a modern equipment. This has been developed very old. So this is a very small stone tool with sharp pointed tip, and if you put it into the soil, if you force it into the soil, it will create a small dig in the soil where you can put your seed. So dibbler has been developed with a pointed stick to sow the seeds. Plow with tube. Okay, plow with a tube to sow the seeds. Now this has been developed in Chalcolithic period. So the tubes, the only thing is plastic was not there, so metal was just recently developed. So maybe they were using the wooden tubes to sow the seeds, or the metal tubes to sow the seeds. So I believe that metal tubes were still not been popular at that time, so they were using the wooden tubes to sow the seeds. So behind the you can see today we are using the tractor drawn modern seed drills, and the modern seed drills have the many pipes behind them, and at a time you can sow many rows. So just before a few years back, we used to sow the seeds with the animal drawn, so you can say seed drill. So animal drawn seed drill also had 2 to 3 pipes. So in Marathi we call it as tifan. So 3 pipes where we are sowing the seeds. So this is here farmer used to put his seeds, and from this place the seeds used to grow in three rows at a time. So this is connected to the bullock, and bullock used to carry this seed drill. Okay, so this is how still in modern age we are using the technologies developed, which were developed in the Chalcolithic period, plowing with tubes to sow the seeds. So this is the importance of history. And if you think about the Iron Age, the Iron Age is 1500 BC to 100 BC. Now we are coming very close to modern history now. Now you can see this picture and tell me the developments that happened in Iron Age. One thing is, people started in living in society, and now they have been very much we can say modernized in case of use of weapons, and they are fighting, probably fighting with other communities. So they have developed very beautiful clothes and protective guards also I can see here. For example, what we can see is because the metal discovery already happened, so they develop sharp metal tools like sword to kill the other enemies. So we can see that they are doing they are using the horse uh, to run, go from one place to another place, and some kind of what we can see, the king's rule. Okay, they had been king's rules, and there were be small uh, we can say occupancies, and they were fighting with each other. So those things what we have seen in many movies and all, so that has been visible here. So wheeled cart is already visible. Very beautiful construction of house so that the rainfall should not create a problem. So that is also visible. This, you can see the axe in this man's hand, so it is used for cutting the wood or the I can see the animals here. Can you see the animals? Okay, maybe sheep or goat or the dogs, and if you look at the housing structure for animal, it is open. Okay, so nowadays one thing is becoming popular, that is loose house system of rearing the cattle. Loose house system means earlier we used to tie our cows and buffaloes into a cattle shed, and whenever we used to go to milking, then we used to do the milking operation, and we used to keep fodder in front of them. But and sometimes we used to take them for a walk if we don't have fodder available to eat the weeds and grasses. But that is affecting the health of animals. So now the scientists are recommending more of loose housing system, that you should keep them in open area so that their health remains strong. Now this is not a modern technology. If you look at this picture here, in Iron Age they have loose housing system. So what I want to tell you is, in our history only, it is quite a evidence that beautiful technologies were there. If you only we could not document it. So you can see the staircase have been developed here. So everything you remember the agriculture points. Okay, I am describing so that it will be very interesting for you to remember these things, but you need not to write the quality of the homes and the staircase and all these things. You write in examination what is related to agriculture. For example, development of wheeled cart for transport of food grains, the loose housing system for animals, or development of the we can say tools and implements like the axes for cutting the trees and bushes. So those things you have to write. Developments of tools and implements for agriculture like plowing, dibbler, etc. Okay, remember this. So these are the things which are useful. So the communities were introduced in this period. Communities, people started living separately from each other, and they have been assigned some roles and responsibilities. So some became the farmers, some became the soldiers, some became some other kind of traders. So peasant families engaged in agriculture formed a distinct caste. So caste system based on roles appeared: carpenters, goldsmiths, weavers. Now these are again quite prominent today also, but it started in Iron Age that the different roles were assigned. Previously, caste means depending upon what kind of role you do. So based on that, the castes were started in human beings. Okay, it is not just that you born in this caste, and but what you do. Okay, if you do farming, then you are a peasant, that is a farmer. If you do other kind of textile work, then you are a weaver. Working with the metal and preparing the tools and implements, and then you are a goldsmith, like that. So you are doing a furniture and all, you are a carpenter. Then tools were made up of steel and alloys. Along with copper, now you have steel and alloys, that is iron. So iron developed, discovered. Iron was discovered, and this steel and alloys, that is iron, was much more cheaper, stronger, and lighter than bronze. Now remember this: the iron is much more cheaper, stronger, and lighter in weight. So all these three things gave a edge to iron as compared to bronze. So it was cheap, though everybody can use. Second thing is it was much stronger. So once you prepare any equipment or implement, it used to live for many years, and it is light in weight. So it is easy for the animals to carry the implements. So in iron age, iron is easy to hammer into different shapes and didn't need to be carved. So carving is when you heat a metal and you put it in some shape of the earthen shapes, and then slowly you allow it to cool, and then carving can be done. So that things was required for the copper and precious metals. But in case of iron, if you just heat it and if you hammer it, it gets converted into different shape. So carving, that process was not required. It made the farming easier. Okay, because of this process, it made the farming easier due to iron plow, which were more efficient than the wooden or bronze plows. The wooden plow was not sharp enough. The bronze plow was very heavy for animals, so not efficient, both of them. Iron plows, when they came, they were lighter in weight, sharp tools, and animals were very happy to carry the iron plows. Now we can say that still today, which type of plows you use today in 2020? In 2020 also we use iron plows. So this is a sustainable practice. This is what I call the sustainability of a practice. So the thing that was developed in iron age 2000 years back, I'm not saying 100 years, 2000 years back, we are in 2020. Iron age was before 100 BC also. So 2000 years before we started using, and still we are using iron plow. Okay, so this is a sustainable practice. Iron sickles were used for harvesting. Today also we use the iron sickles. In Marathi we call it as vila. The vila वापरतो आपण, means we are using the iron sickles for harvesting still today. Invention of rotary quern. Can you see in this picture what is this? Again, it's made up of the, still I think that you have seen somewhere in your old homes in the villages, this still people have this kind of equipment. So this is the rotary quern made up of the stone, and to grind the grains to prepare the flour, it made the process easy. So now this is a modern era, and we are using the ready-made flour is also available in the malls, but still people prefer the flour that is grinded in a mill, and they go to the mill and they give some charge for the grinding, and they collect the flour. So that is more popular. But individual these mills were not available previously, so the individual homes have this rotary quern to grind the grains. So women used to do this practice sitting at home, and I remember my grandmother and their friends and relatives, they used to do this grinding when I was a very small kid, and they were singing a beautiful songs while doing this operation. So that was the practice was there. So invention of the rotary quern to grind. So this is the three ages that we discussed, that is Stone Age, Bronze Age, and Iron Age. Quickly, in other format, if you see the archer developments in other format, this can be referred as before, in the period 1200 to 9000 years. If you go back 12,000 years back, where you are, if you go back 12,000 years back from today, you are at 10,000 BC. Think that 10,000 BC to say somewhere around 8 BC, what we are doing is we were hunting and we were gathering the food. So that was the Paleolithic age. Stone implements. In Mesolithic age, we developed stone implements, microliths. You can see this picture. This is found that in archaeological digging from the soil, we found the scientists found this type of these are very sharp tools to cut the tree branches and to kill animals has been developed. Domestication of dog. So this is a kind of revision, but the format is different. Okay, now we are talking in the form of years and not ages. So domestication of dog, when it happened? In Mesolithic age. Agriculture through vegetative propagation was already there. We used to cultivate bananas, sugarcane, but a Neolithic agriculture started afterwards. So 9,500 to 7,500 years ago, what was the condition? We domesticated the animals like sheep, goat, pig and cattle. Then discovery of the wheat and barley happened, that is around Neolithic age. Invention of wheeled cart, invention of plow, wheel and metallurgy means invention of metals happened. Irrigated farming started, man started storing the water. Harappan culture around 5,000 years back. So in India, Harappa city was there. So characterized by cultivation of wheat, barley and cotton. Cotton was major crop in the Harappa area, and that's why they not only grew the cotton but also devised methods for ginning, spinning and weaving. So if the Mesopotamia had the metal, we had the cotton. Okay, आपके पास मेटल है, हमारे पास क्या है? हमारे पास कॉटन है, कॉटन इंडस्ट्री है. Okay, so Indian cotton industry was very popular and we used to export the cotton to other areas. Okay, the plow agriculture around 5,000 years ago to 4,000 years ago, bullocks were used for draft. So previously we tried all kinds of animals. Maybe we tried horse, maybe we tried cow and buffalo, and finally we settled to bullock for drafting, that is plowing in agriculture. Wheeled carts were very common in Indus Valley. So Harappa was in Indus Valley, Northeast India, North India, sorry. 4,000 to 2,000 years back in Tamil Nadu, that there was a city North Arcot where bone and stone tools were found. Nevasa in Maharashtra, copper and polished stone axes were used in this period. Nevasa. First evidence of presence of silk was found in this is in Maharashtra of silk. However, most of the silk history has been credited to China, and from the China silkworm came to different parts of the world. So in this period of Navada Toli on Narmada river in Madhya Pradesh, sickle set was found with stone tips which were used for as a sickle to cut the stalks. Crops grown in this period were wheat, linseed, lentil, moong bean, kesari. In eastern India, rice, banana, sugarcane was cultivated. Tank irrigation was practiced. Tank irrigation started 2,000 years back. I mean, just at the birth of the Jesus Christ, at that time we can say tank irrigation was practiced. People started constructing dams. First dam was developed on the Kaveri river. Okay, it is 160 kilometer long with the use of some slaves, okay, by one king. Then Greek and Romans had trade with South India, so we started exporting the material like paper, cloth, sandalwood, and we used to bring the other commodities from them. So you can see this is a Persian wheel in Thanesar, Haryana, to lift the well water. So to lift the well water, this kind of wheel was there. So these buckets were there to this wheel. As this wheel was rotating, the buckets will go down and they will collect water, and then they will release water at top. It is been carried to out of the river well. Cultivation of ginger, mustard, melons. So increase in the number of crops as the people ruled India, they brought many crops that we will discuss. Crop wage, there we will discuss. If you just go back 1,000 year back to 700 year back, the Mughals were there, and Mughal were ruling most of the India. So Arabs, they were expert in gardening. Alauddin Khilji destroyed the agricultural prosperity and in major part of India. He believed in keeping the farmers poor. So this is the Alauddin Khilji. One movie also came on this. What was the movie? You remember better. That is a movie of the Ranveer Singh, I think, and Deepika. What is that? I forgot. Okay, and that this you can see gardening. So Mughal gardens, if you all there are different types of gardens. Mughal garden is one of them. So Mughals were expert in gardening. So they were expert. They again more of rose cultivation was also followed by them. So this is just kind of a revision in other format. So slowly we will again discuss the things, but this is archaeological evidence. So this is the second topic, second lecture. For today we will stop here and see you again in next class. Thank you.